tail.
Might be.
Off into the swamps, I assume? Be on your way.
You are the one I seek. It is a pleasure to meet the Siegebreaker. Especially here, in a land where pleasure has been all too rare. I am Sidon the Outcast, Prince in exile of the House of Sorrows. I'm here to welcome you to our home. I see the hesitation in your eyes. Although I am Fae of the Winter Court, you and I have a common enemy. I am Sidon the Outcast. Once, I was Prince of the House of Sorrows, but my true duties are to the true Court of Winter. The Winter Fae have been disgraced and despoiled by Gadflo and the Tuatha. With your help, I can end their reign. Clearly, I'm not Tuatha. I carry a loathing for them that mortals could never understand. I simply approached your lines peacefully and expressed my desire to speak with the Siegebreaker. It seems that even the simplest mortal soldier can recognize an ally against our mutual enemy. Indeed, you accomplished a great feat here. But the Tuatha De Own are far from defeated. Before striking the heart, you must trim the fat and cleave through the bones. If you wish to put an end to Gadflo's reign, meet my brethren and me at Foe's Hearth to the east, and we can talk further there. Yes, I traveled with Agarth back in his prime, but those are stories for another time. I've heard of her, and I've seen her work. A dead diplomat here, a salvaged peace treaty there, a handful of lies told to protect an innocent. But even as a collector of secrets, there's precious little I know about her. Nothing could be more beautiful than a mystery like her. The House of Vengeance was a place of fierce honor and stoic determination that made granite seem soft and fickle. But not anymore. When Gadflo rose up, he unleashed their bottled hatred and turned it against the mortals. Now, they're led by a vicious cur, more beast than fey. The House of Sorrows is home to the lovelorn, the desperate, and those ravaged by hope. Together, my brethren and I took back what the world had taken from us. Now, the Tuatha have taken our people, our houses, and our self-respect. We grieve at these losses, but we shall take them back by whatever means necessary. We're only a shadow of what we were before Gadflo poisoned our minds. Seems natural for embodiments of decay, doesn't it? But unlike our lighter siblings in the Summer Court, we'll fight to cleanse the Tuatha from our lands, just as any wounded animal would. When mortals think of Fae, they prefer to think of the Summer Court. And why not? They're radiant and true, even if they are too full of themselves. By all means, pretend all the Fae are like them. You'd never dare go to sleep if you truly understood the rest of us. I am Sidon the Outcast. Once I was Prince of the House of Sorrows, but my true duties are to my kind. The Winter Fae have been disgraced and despoiled by Gadflo and his new god. For house and heartbreak, I shall end his reign. We have walked these lands for countless ages, always playing the same roles, always seeing to the proper cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Now, we face the end of our ways. Not from the mortals, as some had feared, but from our own kind. We are the remains of the Winter Fae. Refugees from the capital of Bale. Outcasts from the houses, and those who escaped Prismia Blades. The Tuatha have taken our court and our birthrights. And for that, we will take their lives to restore a balance once again. That little fool used to be nothing more than a capering jester in the Winter Court. But he found the power to rise against the High King and defeat him. It's enough to make you think there's something to his god, Tirnoch. Home of my heart, and grave of my troubles. This is where the brave and foolish come to die. And in death, they feed the swift and sly. Prismeer has always grown in our lands, but only with a surge of magic into our world was it anything other than a simple gem. The Tuatha have corrupted the very soul of the Unseelie, twisting our people, stealing our noble houses, and driving our true leaders into exile. I've tried to get the Unseelie to unite against them, but by the time we realized their threat, it was too late. But I'll not give up. No need to be surprised. We know that you seek the corpse collector. Secrets are among our specialties. It wasn't so long ago that you were working with him here. But then, that was a lifetime ago for you, wasn't it? I'd rather not talk here. Cluricon is filled with Tuatha spies. Travel to the old ruins at Foe's Hearth. We'll meet you inside and we can talk there. Now be careful.
So few of the
These
Winter Court
swamps
left.
can be
You go
treacherous.
ahead. It's been some time since Sidon and I had a chance to talk.
Indeed, Agar. I hear on the winds that you laid down your sword and drowned yourself in drink when you learned the ways of fate. And yet here you are, sword in hand, again the victor. How is this? Do the winds lie to me?
It's a long tale. It started when I sobered up long enough to go bury a friend of mine in Alistar Tower. Or rather, that's what I had planned to do.
Off into the swamps, I assume? Sidon's band of merciless fae with lifetimes of training and everything to fight for? Yes, I think they'll be quite useful allies indeed. Believe it or not, the House of Sorrows is the most welcoming of the Unseelie houses. Then again, a viper nest is friendlier than the houses of pride and vengeance. I've heard tales of his work, half trickster, half spirit of vengeance. You can't trust half of the people you know, but you don't need to trust someone to have a mutual goal. Good hunting.
It was a time of change. The cycles of the seasons turned as ever, but inside the bones of the earth, there lurked a cold. It was not the cold of winter. Beside the houses of sorrows, pride and vengeance, a new turmoil fomented. A magic hitherto unseen.
What are you doing out here? Did Captain Drafan send you? Tell him I'll be along shortly. I've got some unfinished business brewing here. Leader of the Ariad and my commander. We're scouts who serve the Alpha interests in Cluricon. Drafan's a stickler for the rules, but that's all right. Sometimes rules are useful. I don't remember what I did before the war. That time is all hazy to me now. I've been killing for so long, I wonder if even my family would recognize me. Don't get me wrong, I owe the walls of that fortress. They saved my life a dozen times over, but I'm glad to be out in the world again. It's where I do my best work. By unfinished business, I mean Deadeye, Tuatha assassin, responsible for hundreds of Alpha deaths in the war. The two of us just crossed paths here in the wood not half a day past. I hunted the monsters to Shattertear Mines. You're the hero of Mel Senshir, right? Think you can lend a hand? Deadeye's inside. I don't dare to go in alone. Hundreds of my brethren have fallen to that creature. But you killed the Baelor. So I'll stand here and cover the exit with my bow. You can venture into Shattertear and hunt the hunter, so to speak. No one knows her actual Tuatha name. I probably couldn't pronounce it even if I did. What I do know is that she doesn't miss. Not with that fabled bow of hers. As I said, hundreds of my fallen brothers bear witness to that. Judging from the amount of blood I've seen, Deadeye's probably wounded pretty bad, which means gutting the monster will be all the more risky. Don't underestimate the danger. Goodbye.
A journal? Let me see. This book looks like it might belong to the man who saved my life. He speaks of a brother in a place called the Icebrine Coast. Perhaps when the war is over, I will travel there and tell this man how his brother died. Thank you, champion. This book has brought me some small measure of peace.
Greetings. You truly are the champion of the war. Maybe one day... Happy hunting.
Have you seen Adrian Tier around? Haven't spoken to him. Have you seen Adrian Tier around? Haven't spoken to him since...
The greater discard will arrive. Well met.
The less going on up here, the more you'll spot out there. Fear, hope, anger, so long.
Hell, I've got plenty of supplies if you've got... Plenty of coin. Come back again.
Greetings.
Welcome. I'm happy to help you with whatever you need. I'm open to buy or sell. What can I do for you today, stranger? Take a look and let me know if you'd like... purchase anything.
My friends used me for their own gain, and why not? I was, after all, a powerful sorceress who commanded the elements and conjured fear in the heart of any who would oppose her. Oliskar, my apprentice, the entire time was inciting the rabble against me, the witch. You should have known better than to trust him. And Atham, of course, right there, stealing from my library and purse. How could you be such a fool? Atham was someone I thought I could trust.
thought our house was invincible. We never imagined that it could be corrupted from within.
My people have lost so much.
The Prisma's sentries stole.
Winter is strong in this place. When first the Fae walked into its depths, it bore great fossils, bones of beasts greater and more terrifying than we Fae. But for all their strength, the earth at their feet lasted longer. It sapped their strength, their life, their flesh.
Deadeye is finished then. Well done, warrior. Take this gold for your troubles. And now, I best return to Captain Drafan. He'll want a full report. Goodbye.
Group of Winterfell, called the House of Sorrows, have built their lives around the Midden. They feed and tend the bodies there, and sanctify the ground with what dead they bring. It is they who preserve the culture of our people, and make this the cradle of winter. For their part, they have been given a beacon, a small sapling of white bark and red leaves, growing from the bodies in the Midden. They call it the Hallowed Tree.
I have waited some time for you to come, Siegebreaker, and it seems that my patience has, at least, been worthwhile. The House of Sorrows has need of your might. Aid us, and you will earn a strong ally in the war against the Tuatha Deon. You may call me Bizarrain. I represent one of the great houses of the Winter Court, the House of Sorrows. This war with the Tuatha has worn the house to all but dust. We Fae are ill-equipped to handle such change. But your kind, you mortals, can bear it. Like your Alfar allies, we Winter Fae suffer under the Tuatha's onslaught. And like the Alfar, we Winter Fae need a champion. But it is a difficult position we are in, mortal. The Fae are not like your kind. We have different priorities, different threats. We need someone who understands that. It is not a simple task I ask of you. I have only approached you because you show the potential of use. You must still prove your worth. Go to the Midden and find the place called the Proving Halls. This Hearthstone will grant you access. Once you are within the halls, my questions will be answered.
interested in a trinket or a gem? Reality's Ma has what you... Another time, then.
When the greater Niskaru arrives.
I worked hard to get to the front.
What can I do for you today, stranger? I'm happy.
So two are dead, and Herc still lives. That is good news, at the least. Though I'll need to have words with him about refusing to check in when he was supposed to. Still, I owe you much. Take this gold in gratitude. Perhaps in the coming days we can work together again. He's a good scout, although he is a little too independent at times. Later then.
Trust that the Chloricon has been kind to you. It is agreeable to see you, Siegebreaker. Chloricon can be inhospitable at times, as the Tuatha have learned. We've made sure of it. So I did. We are the Bitter Frost. The last few remnants of free Winter Fae. We have refused to bend knee to Gadflow or his god. Our numbers are few, but we have fought our kin as best we can. The once noble houses of sorrow, pride, and vengeance have all fallen under Gadflow's sway. Until they're freed, the Tuatha's ranks will continue to swell with the faithful. You can't fight a war on your own. And even if you could, you'd find your path barred by the House of Pride, as well as the House of Vengeance. You need a way to strike at their heart. A way to reach Gadflow himself. And we know how you can get there. blind him, cut out his tongue, draw the venom from our land. Only then will we be able to begin to strike at Alabaster. The Tuatha have built Prismeer chantries across Cluricon. From here, Godflow rallies the faithful, preaches the word of Tirnoch, and corrupts our land. Destroy these chantries and disrupt Godflow's ability to infect this land. Without Godflow to guide them, the Tuatha in Cluricon will be disorganized and scattered. When this is done, we'll take you to Ventrinio. He can help you breach Alabastra. The Tuatha built chantries of Prismeer in the heart of Cluricon. From here, Godflow watches, and his toxic prayers seep into the heart of every Winter Fae. No Fae can withstand their power up close, and no House of the Winter Court can be free until those abominations are destroyed. There are 3 of them, to the south and east. Kill their guards, then smash their crystals and be done with them. Godflow will try to stop you, but it's just a harmless projection. He can't hurt you. At least, not directly. Go now. Break the tyrant's grip.
So few of the Winter Court left to stand against the Tuatha. These Fae have formed quite a fighting force. It'll be good to have them on our side. I had wondered what happened to the Winter Fae when Godflow took control. Seems that they formed the Bitter Frost. They've got as much to fight for as our kind, and nothing left to lose. We couldn't ask for a better ally. Old Sidon's a snake, but he's still on our side. Why, I remember when he helped rescue my fiancée from Rassilon, back in my younger days. Of course, she called off the wedding and just mooned over Sidon after all that. He has that effect. Gigantic red pillar with the image of Godflow? We saw one of those back in Dalentarth. That seems so long ago. If they're everything Sidon says they are, sounds like Godflow is trying to get a foothold in Dalentarth. Sounds like that thing in the Dalentarth cave when Godflow talked to us. Kill the guards, smash the crystals, and that should sort them out. Be careful around the chantries. Even you can't be immune to Godflow's power.
have come, as he said you might. Have you found our king, Bizarane, waiting for you in Cursewood? The Winter Fae need your help, but it is only Bizarane's place to tell you of our plight. Remember. Please, mortal, seek out Bizarane in Cursewood. Remember.
Solemn, solemn, hallowed tree, glory to the graveyard be. Far from forests of the west, do the dying have this rest.
And so another mortal approaches, even as this one's blood has yet to dry. But my desire to extinguish mortal life has yet to be satiated. Come, you seem a warrior. Why not fight me? Excellent. I hope you provide more of a challenge than this pathetic wretch did. Enough of this farce. I have fought more than enough mortals on your terms, on your ground. Let us see if you are as powerful in my domain. We will finish this fight in my hollow, Tyne Hill. The magics of the Midden run strong in that place. I will be unbeatable!
You did it! What no one else has done. You actually bested that monster. It is much to ask, but none in our camp have been able to stand against him. You must answer his challenge. Fight him again. Kill him, for the sake of our mission. Suppose I'm the only one that still holds rank around here anymore. My brother Gilman was leading us, but I hate that damn thing. The Tuatha are using it to lord our own dead over us. I aim to do something about it. We weren't very many, but we were sent by the Alpha Command, ostensibly to make sure the Tuatha didn't have any positions out here. But there was another purpose. We were to try and find a way to give the bodies of our men a proper burial. Cluracan has its dark places, but the Midden, it's hard to even stand here. I don't know how you make it look so easy. But we've been sent here for a reason, and we'll stay until we see it through. He's a Winter Fae. We do not know his name. He comes and butchers one of us, and makes the rest watch. Calls it justice. We don't know why. He just picks one of us, gives them a blade, and cuts them down. Alpha or human, fighter or no. We don't know. He's not Tuatha, but he damn near fights like one. He's been coming here, dueling us one by one. There's some sick point he means to prove by gutting us. And those he doesn't kill outright are dragged back into the Midden with him. Please, we're scouts, not seasoned fighters. We can't complete our mission if this headsman continues picking us off. Thank the gods. If he called you to Tyne Hill, then that means you'll have to fight him there. But be warned, This Fae uses magics we haven't seen before. It's like he's feeding on the energies of this place. Or worse, there are those that fall to the headsman, but then there are others, prisoners. What he does with them in Tyne Hill, no one knows. He's in Tyne Hill. It's a hollow, somewhere in the midden, I think. But he's only been coming here recently. I cannot tell for certain. Find the headsman. Finish him.
Mitharu bless you. Praise be to Mitharu, and may his blessing be upon you for visiting this humble camp. I am Krieger, a humble cleric of Mitharu. I have accompanied these noble Alpha in peace, and I would make use of you in my mission if you are willing. A grotesque monument. That the Fae worship trees is barbarous enough, but does this House of Sorrows find it so saintly to treat bodies so? Truly the army is stressing at the seams, but they have enough decency to try and give these poor souls a burial rite. How noble of them. A horrid place. This is the holy ground of these winter Fae? This is the form their worship takes? This is nothing but a celebration of death and dismemberment. Mitharu, take me, but the Alpha should not stop at just the Tuatha, it seems. I'm a humble servant of Mitharu. My abbot asked me to refrain from coming here, but I knew someone had to bring faith to those who suffer. I thought to count the dead, so the history might know the enormity of the bloodshed. But even that has escaped me. The world needs to know how many of Mitharu's children gave their lives to fighting these heathen Tuatha. You will find an earring upon each soldier who has been slain. Bring the earrings to me, and I will be able to tally the dead. I'm glad to have your help. The soldiers, their bodies are strewn throughout the midden. Every one has made the ultimate sacrifice in service. Collect the earrings from them, and I will give you what I can. Thank you for this, Wanderer. The world must know. On the corpses of our unfortunate brethren, you can find these bodies strewn throughout the midden. Go with the gods.
Wait a moment. You are not part of the army, are you? What are you doing here? No matter. We are injured here and need someone fit enough to venture into the midden to recover some important reconnaissance. Somewhere in this mess of bodies is the corpse of my former scout, Venris. He was carrying the information when the Tuatha caught him. Even if you knew what Venris looked like, it would not make finding him amongst all these bodies any easier. The wolf knows Venris's scent. He can track it through the midden and lead you directly to the body. Very well. I'll release the wolf now. Follow him and make sure nothing happens to him before he finds Venris. Without him, we have no means of singling Venris's body out from all of the others. The thing is not cursed, but it is eerie seeing it looming over us the way it does. I cannot wait to get out from under its shadow. We have a special assignment, to undo the damage to morale here, and to give these bodies a proper burial. This place is foul. The Fae act as though it was once a place of great significance, but all this death, is this truly what they marvel? Nearly got gutted trying to scout out the Tuatha after you carried the day in Melsen Shear. So Command sent me here for an easy job. It is clear they never stepped foot in this place. Be careful, or you will end up like me, or worse. It was Venris's pet, and also his friend. They often went on scouting missions together. The two were inseparable. I have released Venrus's wolf out into the midden. I am hoping the beast can track down the body of his master. If you follow the wolf, then you should have no difficulty in reaching Venrus's corpse. Otherwise, there will be no easy way to find Venrus. Please, hurry! and they sleep beneath the limbs, while we sing these mourning hymns as the dead embrace the land in the earth's embalming hand. Wooden gravestones standing tall by the sorrow's weary hall. Are the leaves now bearing fruit? Will the dead now follow suit? Are the Alfar natures meat, food the ravens meant to eat? Why do soldiers hang like tears? Why Tuatha covet fears? Have you made any progress in locating Venris's body? We need to make sure with the wolf dead. I do not have a good answer for you. At this point, the only way to find the reconnaissance is to search some bodies and hope. Please, hurry!
And so you have come, whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough. To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarrain, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium. Through the crystal you see before you, it is not magical in and of itself, but a conduit for my own magic. All your actions will be known to me. Every word will be listened to. This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows. But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity. What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the House. I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls. I can tell you no more, other than that I will be watching.
halls, Mottle. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the Winter Fae. My people have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it. I do not know. The Midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here!
completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes, but your reactions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why? It would be at great fault if I did not know something of you, a mysterious mortal without a fate to call his own. Your lack of fate is intriguing, I will admit. And although it is why I summoned you, it does not represent the whole of your nature. Hence, the need for evaluation. Ahead, you will find a Fae of Sorrows succumbing to poison. I am interested to see what you make of him.
Please, are you the mortal that Bizarane has brought to aid us? The one he is promised? Thank mercy I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering. I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarane. He was meant to save us from the Tuatha, to preserve our oldest traditions, to protect the Winter Fae. I do not know. It is some poison. In other times, the Fae would not be vulnerable to this. But we are weaker now. We are prone. I could have walked from this once. But now... Please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering. Thank you for ending this.
readily delivered, it seems. But did that Fae die as a result of your mercy or your barbarity? I lead a court of Winter Fae who wish to free these lands from the Tuatha, and we have gone too long without new blood. You have demonstrated substantial worth. One trial remains. You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions. The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice. Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly. What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations. Indeed. Perhaps not. Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us. I know it is not the mortal way to test someone in a manner such as this. The beasts, the poison, it was all done out of necessity. I did not need you to understand the trial. I only needed it completed. I do not have time for you to meet the struggles of the house unprepared. Your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not. They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex. Then welcome to our ranks, mortal. The Hearthstone I gave you at the start of the trials will now reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen. To your kind, it is a celebration of war. But before your mortal corpses were hung there by Tuatha, it was the emblem of our house's duty. The most reverent corpses were placed not in the midden, but hung upon those boughs to show all of nature that we still revere our essence of decay. But like all things in these lands, the tree has been defiled by war. Saturnin took our greatest symbol and turned it to filth. My summer brethren embody the growth and progression of nature. As such, establishing the summer realms came easy to them. But the winter fae bear the burden of regression and decay in their essence. Left alone, they would never be able to overcome such a weight. They could never unite. The house's founder, the Weeping King, took on their sorrows and freed them. We carry the burden inherent in the winter fae, so they can achieve greatness. The Prince of Sorrows once, but now, no longer. He wages a war against the Tuatha with little support but his own strength. Perhaps that is enough for him, but the only thing he will weaken is the house's morale. The Midden is the cradle in which our race of winter was fostered. It is a place of rot, of decay, a place where the House of Sorrows holds reign. The House of Sorrows made a pact with the Tuatha. They would not interfere with us if we did not interfere with their war with the Alfar. Of course, the Tuatha did not trust us, so they insisted that a new king be appointed to the house, one agreeable to both parties. In the end, I was the one chosen. I was to be king. But in answering that call, I have been labeled a traitor by many within the house. He is the agent of the Tuatha, and though he bears their allegiance, his appearance is that of a winter fae. I am certain of it. I know little of him, but of me and my house, his knowledge is wide and deep. With every action, he reveals that he is merely toying with us. He is not a type of foe I am familiar with, for he does not attack outright. Instead, he instills fear and despair. The Fa'Kelidae, they call themselves. The Faithful. They take the Fae of Winter and craft them into an army. But they know little of true devotion. If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak more. Speak. Speak.
Listen, so there is a mortal after all. Bizarrain has done little in his time as king that has been quite so progressive as welcoming a mortal into our fold. Quiet place once. I used to watch the rooks and crows rest gently upon its brow. How fitting, I think, that this place becomes like the bodies we tend. His is the voice that cries out when struck dead. I see only doom for our It is said that Saturnin is one of us, one of the house. But who? Why would one of us... I have given up, mortal. It is the way of life to struggle, I think, and no. Let us lay down our arms, let us lay upon them. Be safe. Greetings, mortal. I am a tender of the Midden. I have been instructed to offer you what insight I can give. Once, We lived in the wilds of the Midden, but as the place became defiled, we had to take refuge in these old... Though we are targeted by Tuatha, Sidon is the only one who wages open war against them. I have always felt magic's call, but in the Midden, the call is strongest. It allows me to see charms and spells and be warned, mortal. The Midden is no longer what it once was. If there is nothing else we can do, if we cannot bring a lasting peace for our house, then at least, let me remember.
I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain. As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this: that our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Katarok, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Katarok might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Katarok's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Katarok. Members of the house may choose one of two paths: the path of the Delver, or the path of the Tender. Delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living Fae and the recently deceased. They draw forth these sorrows and assume them. However, most Delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri, shows some promise. The Tenders are those sacred few who oversee the decay and decomposition of a Winter Fae's body. They also oversee the Midden itself, for like a body, the Midden is a physical thing, a vessel for rot and ruin, that which is required for death to become rebirth. Finally, they once tended to the gallows tree, but that was before the Tuatha perverted it. There is a tender named Katarok who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha.
Tybri has been through here again. She claims that
I am here. The mortal. This house is full more of portents than of sorrow these days. Your arrival must... The tree is ever quiet, but sometimes you can hear it groan under the weight of the... We were greater once. We had tenders and delvers throughout these lands, not individual... The outcast! What more is there to speak than to say that he abandoned... Perhaps his motives are just. But nature cares little for what one does in the name of justice. I've seen this house in strong winters and weak ones, but I never pledged my being to it. Though delvers have heard sorrows in the past, there have, of late, been none that can perform the art. The beast will be caught, for until now he has not tasted the strength of winter. He beware of Saturnin.
You, the Siegebreaker, walks here. Good. Now perhaps the Tuatha will have cause to fear us. There's little that can be said of it. The tree is the oldest in these lands. The Winter Fae look to us to appease the decay in Winter's heart. Through our efforts, all of Winter... Sidon the outcast. Nothing is truly solitary in nature, but sidewalks. For too long have I been within this house, unable to help my brethren. I wish to walk the woods again. Once they could look into a fae and take the burden of winter from their heart. But now, the Delvers are deaf to the sorrow. I never thought to know a menace I could not see or hear or strike. And yet the Tuatha have furnished. Farewell.
Tread carefully.
And so you come. The least powerful of us in some regards, the most powerful in many others. I am wrong. Nothing good remains for us. Too much has already been lost. We were hurt the most by the befouling of the Midden, of those that bay for the Tuatha's blood. There are those that flee the house, as a crow fleeing a coming storm. But there is little that can be done for this place now. The Tuatha have sullied our ancestral cradle. I have always lived my life here in this house. What will become of me when it is gone? Be wary.
You have business here. Ah, it seems there were more to the rumors of Bizerain's pet mortal than I gave credit. I am Matea. I hold the lore of the house in my being. It is a responsibility that There has always been a House of Sorrows, it seems. Not long after the birth of the Winter Fae, Delvers see to the sorrows of a Fae, but Tenders see to his flesh. One of Delvers see to the sorrow, though he fights in the name of our people. I cannot help but feel abandoned by him. I only hope once a gentle place where the bodies of the Winter Fae were returned to the earth. The Midden is now a mire of filth, of putrid mortal death. Delvers are not chosen. Though many wish to follow in the steps of the Weeping King, few have his gift. There is no precedent for a foe like this. Even in the I am at a loss to know what we must do to stop him. Until next time.
Many tidings, mortal. I am a tender of this house. What is it you require? I cannot venture into the Midden. Not any longer. There are beasts both ravenous and cruel, and sights look. We are the penitent ones who oversee the rotting of the world. Your kind reviles us, but without we lack the subtle senses of our delving brethren. Nonetheless, we are as faithful to though he has done well to stand against the Tuatha. He has done so by embracing their war. When the world was young, it was from the Midden that we were born, and that all things came to. I thought the Tuatha were capable only of barbarity. Instead, we are told that the Tuatha have unleashed on us a beast of cunning, of slive, and sorrows go with you.
And you have come to Drozer. I know of your kind, mortal. I have seen what you have to offer. What do you wish to know of me, mortal? What of a Fae could you hope to understand? Once, the bodies of our most faithful members were hung upon the tree. But now, we are the foundation upon which all Winter Fae rely. By attacking us, he will always be a prince of the house, even though we have parted ways. The art of the Delvers has been passed on since the Weeping King first walked this Midden. That it is now, I have seen the Tuatha as they fell upon the houses of pride, but never have I seen a Tuatha draw out a battle such as this. Be careful.
It seems these days that many flock to the Midden, either to jeer at the ruin of the gallows tree. I will no longer stomach the delays and insults of Bizerain. The house, we are a thing of necessity, so I am told. And in days long gone by, we would enter the Midden and treat the bodies to ensure that they decayed into the earth. That can he hope for victory alone, when the whole of the house fears defeat? There are few places in the world that have magic like the Midden does. It is a difficult thing, not keep the sorrows.
Tread carefully, mortal.
am here. I listen. Is there nothing that the Tuatha will not do? They have taken the Midden. In time, they might be able to perform their roles once again. But what you say? Be safe. We must move. For too long have we remained idle.
Mortal, there is something that requires the attention of one of your kind. You have been to the Midden, yes? The sacred ground being desecrated by the corpses of your kind? The gallows tree is the silent sentinel of the Midden, demonstrating how life grows out of death. It justifies our existence, defines it. It is a symbol not only of the House of Sorrows, but of the Winter Fae. To bear one's corpse upon it was a sacred rite, until the Tuatha defiled it with mortal remains. It is from these halls that we of the House safeguard the oldest traditions of winter. It must be shown due reverence. We keep the Midden as a monument to the debt we Winter Fae have made with nature. But now the Midden is defiled, and we can do our task no longer. If there was anyone meant to bear the title King of Sorrows, it was him. Had we not succumbed to the Tuatha's bargaining, he would have been king. Instead, we turned our backs on him. It was a gift of the Earth to commemorate the rot and decomposition of the Fae. Then the Tuatha sullied it with the corpses of their prisoners. Mortals do not decay like Fae do. Mortals putrefy and corrupt. The Midden and the House now feel this grisly taint. I have nothing more to say about him other than history will know him as the victor. The nature of my request is not something the Midden needs, but something the Midden should do without. The corpses of your brethren have been thrown into the Midden as a declaration of hostility by the Tuatha. But they do more than signify a point. Their corruption and rot have drawn an ancient Lianshi Mithra from slumber. She gluts herself on the bodies and will further corrupt the Midden if unchecked. To feed, Lianshi are drawn to death and decay, something Winter Fae embody in spirit, but which mortals embody in flesh. When mortal corpses began appearing in the Midden, Mithra was unable to resist the temptation before her, and now she runs rampant. You cannot hope to solve the problem with a simple application of violence. Biathra is old, and she is wise to obvious attacks on her. Searching will yield no quarry, so you must be cunning. If we cannot find her in the Midden, we can force her to return to her den beneath the house. Find fresh corpses, the ones Mithra prefers to eat, and cremate them. With no food to scavenge, she will return to her den. Then, you can kill her. She is an ancient and powerful Lianshi. Normally she hibernates in the Midden, but the recent influx of dead mortals has driven her to feed. It will only be a matter of time before she further corrupts the Midden with her presence. For the House's sake, she must be put down. With great difficulty. She is clever, and hides well when any come hunting for her. To search for her outright would be folly. But with some cunning, we can force her to appear. Mithra prefers fresh corpses. Destroy those, and she would likely return to her den to wait for more. Locate any fresh corpses you can find, and cremate them. Without food, she will stop scavenging and return to her den. Make haste.